angry. Hello, and welcome to the Mental Funny Bone.
Why are you
This is
angry?
because your nails are pretty and mine aren't. Mine look like toddler
That is
nails.
not what we learned this weekend.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Okay.
right. I think that comes up later
Okay, continue.
about
Continue
why
with
am
the
I such
intro.
a dick. Right. This is a podcast where we hold each other accountable for not being good people. Oh, also, and we talk about mental health and think about ways that we can be better people and sort of spread the awareness of why it's not a bad thing to tell people that you're suffering, because that way you don't suffer alone.
I like it.
Exactly.
There we go. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Christine.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Becca.
Well done, ladies. Well done. Well done.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, that might be our third best intro yet. So today we are going to talk to you guys about it's a very special episode of the Mental Funny Bone. Just like back in the day, Becca, we used to have very special episodes of all of our sitcoms, like a very special episode of The Cosby Show.
Oh.
Sorry, maybe a bad one to pick.
I didn't want to say anything, but I was like, ooh, that's all right. Sorry.
Right. A very special episode of Family Ties might be better.
Nice.
I think in the very special episode of Family Ties, Tom Hanks came to visit and he was an alcoholic and he drank vanilla extract. And I was like, I didn't know you could drink vanilla extract.
Sweet.
So thank you, very
Mom,
special
I want to do some
episode
baking.
of Family Ties for showing me how to get a little tipsy.
Yeah,
on vanilla extract.
Man, kids are getting high real weird these days.
These special episodes were always like the after school specials. There was always something.
Like
They
you
were
learned a
about-
lesson.
Yeah, they were about drugs. They were about cocaine.
Theo had a
drinking.
joint in his math book.
Yeah.
Cliff
Wow.
and Dr. Huxtable were very upset about it.
Which is really funny now that I think about the Cosby Show.
Context.
I don't know. Like,
Theo just passed away not too long ago. Very sad.
he did.
Yeah.
The ocean
Okay.
killed him.
It is a wild thing.
It is.
So our very special episode is about meditation. And I don't know, Becca, if you've seen the movie, you might, because I know your dad, you might have seen Ernest Goes to Camp. There was a whole series of movies in the late 80s
Yes.
about Ernest, and Ernest looked a little bit like Mike Rowe to me. Mike
Who's
Rowe
Mike
from
Rowe?
Dirty Jobs.
I don't.
Look at
Okay.
That's
Becca, if you
so funny. That's such a good comparison.
Hold on. Mike Rowe. Like, that's what his name is. Like, he's Mike Rowe. Like, he's small.
yeah, but he's not.
I thought you were going to say like a rapper because that seemed like a rapper's name.
No,
I'm just
no.
Mike Rowe.
Like, it's like, oh, there she goes. It's like Mike Hunt. They're two separate names
Oh, okay.
because you don't want to
Nope.
mix it together.
Nope. Guess who just woke up?
Is it Macho? Can he come over and give us some words of wisdom?
Come here, Bishop.
Scooby and I were cuddling this morning. You can see a little bit on my black sweatshirt, the dog fur.
Which means I'm probably going to have to let you two converse for a little while
I'll set the scene.
because he's been asleep for 12 hours and his bladder is like this. Like, he has a tiny little baby bladder.
Just like mine.
Mm-hmm. And kind of like mine. So, yeah, if you guys want to go ahead. I don't want to miss the asshole puckering, though. Like, I feel like that was me. Like, I was really, like, that was the one thing this weekend I was really a part of. I was really present for that part.
Right. The only thing you were really in your cough syrup haze.
Yes.
Speaking
Okay. So I will let
interesting
you
ways
guys
to get high.
Okay. Talk amongst
We'll carry
yourselves.
Right.
You got this.
Right. So our very special episode of the Mental Funny Bone is about us going to a meditation camp, much like Ernest went to camp. If anyone has seen movies about what it looks like at summer camp, that is where Sarah and I spent the weekend at the Omega Institute in upstate New York. And Becca, I don't know if you know where upstate New York is, but I had to Google it because I was like, wait a minute. How can this be upstate New York when it is directly east of where I live? Like, it isn't up.
Yeah.
It isn't It's just over. It's up a little, but not as much as you would think.
Mhm.
It turns out upstate New York has everything that isn't New York City.
I
I was
see.
like,
So is that
I
like
get it.
Buffalo, New York?
Right. It was like contains areas like the Hudson Valley and something else, and cities like Syracuse and Albany and Buffalo. I was like, but Buffalo is all the way on the side. Albany is like not. It's just like, yeah, they're like, it's everything that isn't New York City. I was like, that can't like New York City is like a tiny little bit. And they're like, yeah, everything else is just upstate. It's a separate country where people pick apples and they have farms with eggs. Is everything that happens in upstate New York, not New York City. So there you go. There's my geography lesson today. It's like sad that Sarah isn't here for that part because she clearly enjoys a good geography lesson more than anybody. All right, so
She's
I will
taking her
continue
geography
to.
lesson outside, taking macho out.
Yeah, she's thinking about upstate New York. She's thinking about which
Thinking about
parts
it.
of the EU we were at this weekend. So I'm all excited. I get up on Friday, do a little bit of work, set my out of office, get my laptop all ready so I can work in the car. And I text Sarah because she told me to be there at 9:00 because we were going to leave around 10:30, which makes sense because if I aim to be somewhere at 9:00, I'm probably going to show up like 9:45. So good on her part. So I text her and I'm like, I'm leaving and I'm on time because it's leaving at like 8:00 because sometimes I can get my shit together.
Nice.
I know. I was very, very proud of myself. Everything was all packed. Had my pillow, my sheets, my blankets, my towels, my soap, like everything I would need to retreat away from society and learn how to sit still. And I packed it all in my suitcase. I felt like I did a really good job. And then I kept like throwing things in the car, like, oh, I should take a coat. I should take a hat. I should take this other bag. I should take my crocheting. So I had everything all neatly packed. And then 86 items just randomly in the car, kind of like my brain at any given point in time.
Yeah.
So I text Sarah and she texts me back and she says, hey, I feel like shit. And I was like, excellent. I'll see you in an hour. Cause I'm not having it. Not
Yeah.
having it. I could tell you're trying to get out of it. I can tell that you are saying that you don't want to go. And that is too fucking bad. We're going. It turns out she really wasn't trying to get out of it and she was actually sick. So she had taken a COVID test. Becca, like, just imagine going to this fucking Omega Institute in upstate New York by yourself to hang out with what I, at this point, before we had gotten there, could only imagine were the most heavy duty, hippy dippy, crunchy ass meditators on the planet. Like, if she would have been like, I'm not going, because I would have gone. It was an investment. And I would have had to drive 8 hours by myself
Oh,
singing
I think
singing
that's the thing
90s.
that made the biggest difference. I was like, if it weren't for me, she'd be flying. I can't possibly make her drive 8 hours by herself.
I
very fair.
there's
Very fair.
I was like, if I get there and you're on death's door, I'm still going to put you in the car. You can die in New York. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I was
As long
willing
as
to.
you're not contagious. Turns out like she almost did. So,
Like Hamilton, I think.
right.
Didn't he die in
Hamilton,
New York?
I
New
loved
Jersey, Hoboken. No, Weehawken. I mean,
one
I
of
saw
those
the musical
one of
nine
those
nine
kins.
times. Weehawken. Dawn. It was a wrap.
Yes! That's what I
Yeah.
was trying to think about. I was trying to go back. Nice.
So
Nice.
I think that there should be a musical about me then, going to the meditation retreat.
Oh, don't give me that. I'll write it in 2 seconds. I'll write it in 2 seconds.
You're gonna have some great I don't know, substance. I don't know. My head's so
Material.
foggy. Yeah, keep going.
Anyways,
I'm excited to hear about the asshole, so.
right,
Yes.
right. It was a long drive. There was foliage. We're gonna have to go pretty quick because lots of stuff happened. We made a lot of jokes, and in Indiana, Pennsylvania, I had to pee, and Sarah was like, "We have to stop and get cold medicine." like sounding like so sad and pathetic. Just say it now because I think you sound almost the same as you did then.
We have to stop and get cold medicine, please.
See, she sounds a little bit more baritone-y, like Phoebe on Friends when she has the cold. It's nice. You have a really good radio
I can
voice.
sing now. Smelly cat, smelly cat.
And I.
No, that's not the same. No.
Okay. All right.
Copyright. We can't afford it.
Oh, sorry. My bad. That was my own song, Dolly Parton. So we're pulling up to Walmart. And then I started thinking about how I was going to have to pee in the Walmart bathroom. And I don't know, Becca, if you've ever peed in a Walmart bathroom, it is not that great. It's always kind of dirty. There's always little bits of toilet paper everywhere. I don't know why. So we opted to go to Sheets instead. So we got some MTOs, made to order foods.
Yeah.
They were all potato based.
Delicious. The right choice.
Mm-hmm.
All potato based. And I didn't realize that the sour cream that you get at Sheets is essentially shots of very thick milk.
Yeah.
Like it isn't.
They water it down, and it's very consistent through every Sheets. Like I have eaten the potato, or they're called mini hash browns there. I still call them potato pancakes. I have eaten them at every Sheets in, I don't know, Western Pennsylvania. And all of the sour cream is the same consistency, which is watered down sour cream.
You're going to get it on your shirt.
Yeah, like it's drippy. It's drippy. You have to hold the sour cream cup right here, dip and insert.
Or like I took a different tactic. Like I would dip and then turn over the item immediately so it would just run down. Like you just have to be careful not to get too much so it doesn't get on your hands. Anyway, so we sat in the car and we ate our potato-based treats from Sheets. And then we went over to the Walmart and we bought every candy that we walked past. And it's Halloween, so we had rope candy, we had sour candy. We didn't have any chocolate candy because I tried to be the voice of reason, and we still ended up with a bag of candy.
$50.
$50 of candy.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Seems right.
It was a long drive.
We were traveling, and when you travel, you have to have candy, apparently.
We didn't have any combos though, and I think that's what made the last hour so hard for me is there were no salty snacks to go. We did have beef jerky that smelled like cats for some reason.
Cat piss.
I was like, I know beef jerky stinks, but
not like this.
Yuck.
Not like this.
So there we are. We got Sarah's cold medicine. I talked her out of buying 4 different types of Kleenex.
I was super excited about the Kleenex.
Becca, they have Kleenex now that it's in like a Pringles can. And you can put it in the car in the cup holder and you can just pop out a
cup holder size from the, which I thought was fucking brilliant.
That's really nice, actually.
Make a decision between the normal pocket size ones that you give a toddler to take to class, the rectangle ones, and the Pringles pop-up Kleenexes. And she was like, I want both. And I was like, can't have both. That's silly. We have to show some impulse control.
Essentially, it was me as a toddler in Walmart running around.
Right. No, that's enough candy. That's enough candy.
Swatting my hand against.
Put it down. Put it down.
Stop it.
You can only pick one.
Those are not cough drops.
Stop acting like an asshole.
Luden's Wild Cherry. Those are not cough drops.
Oh, yes, they are. They helped. They got me through the weekend.
Anyway, so then we carry on. And from that point, from Indiana is like, I don't know, another 26 hours of driving.
At least.
Like, I kept looking at the GPS, like to see how long we had left to go at what I thought was appropriate intervals. But it was really like every 45 minutes. I'm like, well, we have to be almost there now. No.
My favorite part was like, it takes a second for when you put the map back up. Like from the music, you go to the map. And when you put the map back up, it takes a second for everything to like update. So every time we put the map back up, it would be the same amount of time left as we did check the time before. And we would both shit our pants.
Right.
And then at one point I was like, does this tell me when to turn? Because I haven't been paying attention to it. Like, and I had no clue if I had missed 17 turns or not. That was actually on the way home. But
nice.
We're in New Jersey. Did we miss a turn? Feels like we should be further into New York. Right.
Man,
I will
freaking
say
amazing.
that I feel like when you are resigned to the fact that you're driving places, like you don't give yourself the option to fly, it helps you with the time of it and not be so bothered by it. Cause I feel like, yeah, not you, Christine, because you would much prefer to fly. So this is something that is in your brain like, fuck, if I would have flown, I would have been there. If I would have flown, I would
There.
have been there. Me, I've taken that out of my brain and I find that that has helped quite a bit. Like all of my travels recently in Montreal, New York, I haven't really been bothered by the time of the driving. Just saying.
I prefer to drive because I'm terrified of heights and flying. I've never
I
been on an airplane.
wait, what? You never?
I'm
I've
okay with
never
that
been
for
on an
you,
airplane.
Becca.
Huh?
I'm okay with that for you.
No.
Like
Thank
most
you. I
people
thought
would
you
be
said you
like,
felt
you
bad,
have
and
to
I
get
was
on
like,
the airplane. You have to you have to do this. And I'm like,
"This airplane propaganda. I like the drive. I feel like I earned it.
cool. Yeah.
I feel like I earned the trip." But no. But I'm also just terrified of planes. Like, what do you mean you're paying so much money to go so high in the air and I can't do
In a
anything
super,
about
super
a situation?
heavy thing. And I have no
You're just making
control
it
over it.
worse. You're
With
making it
people
worse.
that I don't know, nor that
Yeah.
I probably like.
Who have so many germs.
Yes!
Yeah.
I'm on the
No.
airplane all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You like me.
I like you, that's for sure.
And you would like me even more because you would sit down next to me and I would look up and be like, and that would be the extent of our interaction. And I would like you because you would do the same and be like, great. I like her hair.
I don't even know why you look up. Like I don't. Well, I mean, I'm passed out when I'm on the plane, so it's
Right.
not like it's
We don't
very
want you to
different.
look up because you're going to tell old ladies how much you like their gray hair.
Yeah.
Hey, your old lady gray hair looks real good on you.
Why is she carrying that bag? Ugh.
Are they all going the same place we're going? Sarah on Xanax on a plane. That's my impression. Thank you. I'm here all week. All right. So, yeah, I decided that it was about an hour too long, the drive. By the time we got into New York, I hated the feeling of my own skin. Like my feet hurt. I couldn't get comfortable anymore. One of my hips was out of place.
I feel like I should call out that you did a great job. Like, unless I was just not remembering,
No,
because
I didn't want
I
to make you feel bad.
I don't remember you bitching about any of this. So, I mean, kudos
I
to you.
didn't want to make you feel bad. You already had a cold. Like,
Okay,
cool.
thank
And
you.
I committed to it, so I'm in it.
I
Like,
appreciate
I'm
it.
trying to sit on one hip versus the other hip. And then I started to think about how much sitting I would have to do when I got there. I'm like, fuck. Ow. Ow. Yeah. The last 20 minutes, like at one point we got off the major highway and we were on this little New York highway.
We get onto this little highway and Christine starts screaming about like not selling the house. Like she's like, I will not sell the house. I will not sell the house. I'm like, what the like, are you having
Like, you have a stroke?
yeah, what is happening? And I realized that she was pointing to the middle of the highway and there was one old ass house right in the middle of the highway.
Like this guy was like, no.
Yeah.
No, I will not let you take my home. Like the little guy in Up.
She was so excited about it
Oh.
that it was like, I didn't have enough time to see what was going on. And I was very nervous that there was stroke happening and
Where's the nearest hospital?
Jesus.
And then we got off. Then we got that road. We got off that road, and it was roads that were about big enough for one horse cart.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there was farms. For some reason, there were people walking on the road,
Walking.
like children of the corn. I don't know. And I'm like the Omega Institute. I'm like, we're never coming home from here. We're
Yeah.
in a cult. We're in a cult. They're going to take all my money. I'm going to have to call David and have him wire what's left of my life savings after paying for this. And I mean, this is where we live. I hope you like it, Sarah.
Noah said,
Sister
Where-
Sarah.
Noah said, where the fuck were you? Like, were you at literally like a commune? Like, did they give you Kool-Aid when you got there?
No, there was no, too many artificial colors.
And I
No,
told
it
him,
would not be Kool-Aid.
I was like, yeah, when my sister came to pick me up, we were like, fuck, we're never coming home.
We're joining a cult.
But I told him, I was like, yeah, it's kind of what it was like. There were little cabins, there was little dorms.
It was very sweet, very equitable. Everyone had the same shitty cabin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people had slightly less shitty cabins, but I can't imagine they were luxurious.
No.
So we get there, and the first thing that happens is Sarah's driven 8 hours, and she's on a lot of cold medicine. So we pull in, and there's a guy just standing there, and Sarah's like, "Hello," and she
No,
stares at him for like
because he was like, when you pull in somewhere and there's a guy standing there, I expect him to tell me what to do, right? This had nothing to do with cold medicine. This had to do with just normal functioning. Like, there is a guy at the parking lot and he's standing there talking to everybody that's coming in. I would expect that I roll down the window and I say, "Hi." And he says, "Hi, are you here for the retreat?" And I say, "Yes, I am." And he says, "Okay, pull down there to the tent, do X, Y, and Z, da, 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 enjoy your stay." And I said, "Hi." And he said, "Hi. Okay.
Like,
What do we do? Do you have a gummy that you want to give me? Because it seems as though you've had a few." What?
yeah, everyone very chill, very chill.
Where am I going, dude?
And Sarah forgot why we were there. She's like, "I'm here for the meditation
Something. I'm here to
thing."
meditate, motherfucker. I don't know.
And he was like, right. Welcome.
Right. Welcome.
Welcome. I was like, fuck, it is a cult. Shit.
Yes.
I am, oh God, we're never getting out.
For anyone who's watched Lost, like, I felt like it was that, like, that community. I'm not sure if anybody, but if you've watched Lost, like, when there's the actual community there, that's kind of what I felt it was like.
Exactly.
Which was the Dharma Initiative, wasn't it? For Lost? Nobody's watched Lost.
Is
Okay. It was definitely the Dharma Initiative on Lost.
Oh, yeah. Well,
now that I'm thinking about it.
Fits right in with our Buddhist weekend.
So it makes sense.
So we pull up and some nice crunchy granola kids took our bags. They're like, yeah, we pull up and again, like they're looking at us like we should know what to do. And I get out of the car and I'm like, "Hello?" And he was like, "Hello." Okay, you guys are going to have to help me out here. Like, what do you need? Like, do I register? Are you going to give me a key? Like, what's up? I don't know where I go. I can see the compound over here. Help. He's like, "Oh, just take your bags and put them here. This is just for unloading. So go ahead, unload all your stuff." So we do that, and I take the 2 bags that I have organized, then forgetting that I have a coat, a hat, everything else that I brought just like tossed in the back seat, a purse. Like, I have a whole bunch of shit still in my car. And then he's like, "And then go and park." And he's like, "If one of you wants to stay, then we can deal with all your luggage. And then one of you can go park the car." And I was like, "Don't leave me." And Sarah's like, "All right, I'll be right back." Right. So she left me with the guys who are obviously going to brainwash me. Right.
See ya. Peace. I do need to interject because we're at 25 minutes and we haven't even gotten there yet. So we're gonna have to
pick it up.
Figure it out. But we did miss the puckering of the asshole.
We did. Oh my God. How did I forget?
Yeah.
So when we turned off onto the back roads, the back roads, we started talking. I was like, if I had to do this drive by myself, like if you would have been sick and not able, I would have gotten to this point, and I think maybe I would have punked out. I would have turned back. I would have been like, I can't go to the cult by myself. Somebody has to be in the cult with me. So, and then Sarah talked about the asshole. The quote that I have here is, "The asshole of excitement has puckered shut."
Yes, because I was excited, and then we got to this point and I was like, "Ooh, I don't think I want to do this anymore." And my excitement had dissipated, and in my mind, I felt I needed to describe that as though the asshole of the excitement just went and was gone.
Right.
So the asshole of excitement just puckered up and was all done.
That's how we arrived. With assholes of excitement puckered. Like we're like at this point not excited anymore. So we get there, they take the bags, we park the car, we have to go inside and register, we have to fill out a form. I'm like, "But my contact person is you usually, and you're here with me. In case of emergency, that's who they're going to call to get the money from when they kidnap me." Cool. I've never felt more out of place than when I was standing in line. And I don't know about you, Sarah, but I was like, everyone here knows exactly what's going on and they've done it all before. And everyone is like so chill and so cool. And I'm actively afraid. Not of really getting kidnapped, but just of being around, like, a whole bunch of, like, people that maybe I don't
Right.
normally, like, identify with too. Like, these are not like, put me at a conference in the same situation, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing? How's it going?" Like, I'm fine. Put me in a situation where I'm trying to do something that would actually, like, benefit my inner person, and I'm like, "I hate everybody." And what I wrote down here is I don't know, I wrote it somewhere, is I don't know why my first reaction in those situations is to make fun of everybody else. Like, my first reaction is to be like, "These assholes." Like, they know I'm different, and
'Cause it makes you feel better.
I'm gonna make fun of them before they have a chance to notice I'm a weirdo.
There you go.
So we'll breeze through dinner. There's a cafeteria. Well, first we go to our cabin, and Sarah goes, "Fuck you," I think is what she said.
Yeah, I actually think that's exactly what I said when we opened the door.
"Fuck
Because it
you."
wasn't a cabin. I mean, it was a cabin. It looked as though it was a nice two-bedroom cabin from the outside, and we walk in, and there it is. There's 8
8
rooms,
rooms.
8 of them, 8 rooms, and, 2 shitters and 2 showers.
That's
And
it.
it took us a while to realize that there were actually showers because the outside of the showers looked like just bathroom shitter stalls. And we looked at each other like, "Where are the
There's
showers?" And I believe
shower.
that's when I was like, fuck off. Fuck you."
Right. Becca, this is what it looks like. You walk in the front door and imagine a long hallway, like a longish hallway.
Mhm.
Each of the rooms is about 8 by 10,
Not
maybe
even.
not even. Like, in each room is a twin bed, a folding chair, like a fire hall folding chair, padded, and a nightstand, and that is it.
And 1 outlet. 1
One
outlet.
one outlet, and it is blazing hot,
Mhm.
like
Oh,
sauna, like, and there's 4 of those rooms on each side, and then at the end, there's a wall, and then there's 2 potties, and it is the darkest place in the whole, like, there's one tiny window on each side. Like, you go to the end of the hall and you go like this,
a
and
spooky
there's
dookie.
right, I'm peeing in the dark. I'm not sure what the showers look like because I felt like it was real dark in there too. There's no place to set my clothes, so I'm afraid I'm gonna drop my underwear and someone is gonna pick them up. Like, there's a whole lot of thoughts happening. And Sarah looks at me and she's like, "Fuck you." And I was like, "Yeah, all right, that's fair. This is not quite what I expected, but it's fine. It's fine. It's 2 nights. Shut up." So we and then we have to walk, and we're walking, and it is full. You've been to Bethany, right, Becca?
Mhm.
You know that big hill that
Yes.
we complain about? Like, it was like that. Like, we had to walk up a mountain to get to where we
We
lived,
were
and we were
literally, like,
Nice.
at the highest point of the place.
the furthest point away from everywhere we needed to be was where our little cabin was.
Mhm.
And the whole time she's looking at me like, "I hate you." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I don't wanna walk either, but here we are." So and then we have to walk back down to the cafeteria and stand in line to eat, and they tell you, like, this is a, like, vegetarian friendly, sustainable food, and I'm like, "It's just gonna be a bunch of kale and beets and fucking goat cheese."
I was so excited about beets and goat cheese though, man.
Very
That's
little.
just another Noah statement.
Yeah, what are you gonna eat?
And I was like, "Well, it's like farm to table." There was lots of vegetables, and he was like, "Did you eat beets?" I was like, "Oh, I ate the fuck out of the beets." I was so excited to
So
have
many,
fresh beets,
so many, like, just lots of beets.
but I thought it was
So
really
good.
funny how Noah immediately was like, "You ate the beets, didn't you? I love the beets." Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so we eat dinner and we meet. There's not enough tables for everyone to sit by themselves, like, forcing you to socialize. So, I hate it. So, we meet a couple of people. Everyone's nice.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the thing, is everyone is
Yeah.
there and they're all in the same, like, that's the thing that my brain doesn't uh, process accurately, is that everyone is in the same situation
Uh-huh.
and everyone doesn't want to be there by themselves and everyone wants to make a friend and have a conversation and enjoy their dinner while they're talking to somebody. Like, nobody wants to sit there with their head down. Like, well, I mean, I do, but
No,
everyone
you
is
don't.
going.
You got mad when we sat with the one.
Oh, I did.
The
I
two
did.
people
I was
who
like,
did not talk to us.
why
Meanwhile,
didn't they want to
you
talk
were
to
mad.
me?
I was like, this is awesome. I could just eat my food.
Why don't they want to talk to me? I want to hear about their wedding, and I want to hear about why they can't host Hanukkah. I want to know.
Yeah,
Like, I
no.
want to include it on their gossip.
Meanwhile, I didn't even know that they said it. I have no clue what
My
you're
ears are
talking
a lot
about.
better than yours. My ears are a lot better. And then we still have a whole hour before we're supposed to do our first meditation session, our first like gathering. And there's no TV. And so we go back up to this cabin and we're sitting in one room just staring at each other for like, just imagine it. It wasn't that long, but
it was perfect. It was perft. She was crocheting while I was
I got out
laying
my
on the
little
bed
crochet.
going, I'm
All
going
right.
to die here. Keep going though. I have to go make another cup of coffee.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell Becca about the initial part of session 1 and like the good parts. All right. So session 1 happens and we get there and we're early because, you know, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So we pop in and I'm like, oh my God, there's 350 chairs in here. Where do we sit? Like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Like my whole theme the whole weekend was, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? How do I look normal? How do I blend in? How do I blend in this weird environment? And eventually I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. It takes me a while to get there. So we go in, we find some seats. I'm like, are these seats good? I don't know. I don't want to sit too close up front because I don't want to look like over eager. And I don't want to sit too far in the back because I won't be able to see or hear because I'm a tiny, I'm a little girl, always a struggle. So there we are. We sit down, we grab our seats, and people fill in, and it is packed. Literally 355 people here to see my boy Dan Harris. I guess I could have said why we were going on this meditation retreat a little earlier in the podcast instead of 35 minutes into it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Hey, boners. So if you'll remember, we read a book called 10% Happier by Dan Harris, and he is a skeptic who got pretty hard into meditation and then kind of adopted it as his life's work. He was a anchor on Good Morning America Weekend Edition, and he had a panic attack on live TV and then found therapy and meditation, and it really changed his life. And Sarah and I really enjoyed his book. And that is sort of how we got our way into thinking that meditation was a good way for us to deal with not only our own mental illness, but to kind of encourage us to be better people. So Dan Harris is there and he has 2 people with him. And Jeff Warren, I think, is one. And Sabine, I can never remember Sabine's last name. But I will find it and I will this time put links to all of their books in the show notes. So they come out on stage. At this point in my 52-year-old life, I am fangirling. I'm like, oh my God, it's Dan Harris. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love Dan Harris. Oh my God, it's Dan Harris. It's Dan Harris. What's Sabine's last name, Sarah? It starts with an S. I'll put the links to all of their books. No, that's a wine. That's a grape.
I'm mad that I don't know her last name off the top of my head because I really liked her.
Yeah, she was
I really
aces.
like her. Yeah.
Jeff Warren? Was it Jeff Warren?
Because
it sounds like a comedian. But he wrote a book called Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics.
Yeah.
Right. I have tiny claps for that. Sarah has the book and I really want it. I almost bought it this weekend, but I also have 7,000 books I haven't read yet.
I also...
Me too.
These were delivered while I was gone this weekend. Skeptics. And then this one, How Emotions Are Made.
Oh, The Secret Life of the Brain.
These are on top of the
1,700.
5 up there still that I have to read on top of the self-compassion one that we're reading. So, yeah.
Right. So these guys get on stage and now I'm nervous. I'm like, what's it going to be like? What are they going to do? What's going to happen? And then the first thing we do is meditate. Now,
it's crazy. I was like, wow, we're going to meditate.
Right. Where I'm all a Twitter. So now we're meditating and they're like, get into a comfortable position that you usually get into while you meditate. And I was like, I don't know. I don't, what? And it, right. And I couldn't because I was so twitchy and excited. There's no way I'm going to be able to meditate. So I just sit there and pretend.
It's like me playing the flute when I was in 4th grade.
Right. I'm like, okay, close your eyes. And in the minute I close my eyes go, I'm like, okay, open your eyes. Open your eyes.
Fuck.
It's wild, wild. And so we do that. And then they talk a little bit and they talk about the weekend and what it's going to be like. And then they're like, okay, why don't you share your intention for the weekend with your neighbors? And I was like, first off, this is the part I don't like. Like, I don't like making an intention and I don't like talking to other people. Like, I don't. I mean, I didn't then. I didn't want to then. Like, Sarah's making a face like I do like to talk to other people.
I will reference back to how mad you got at the people in the cafeteria that did not want to talk to you.
I wanted to know what was going on in their family. I have an innate sense of curiosity. That's all. That's all. What is broken inside me that makes making fun of everyone my place of comfort is what I wrote in my notes.
You're not broke. It's not broken. It's just being human.
Thank you, Sarah.
It makes you feel better.
The Jeff Warren and Dan Harris start off by saying funny things. And then Sebene is their straight man. So she's like, I would like to bring us all back to why we're here. And I would like to question the karma that led me to being the straight man for as a black or as a woman of color in this space. What kind of karma led me to being the straight man for these two straight white men? And hilarious. And that was like the theme of the whole weekend. Like they say Jeff Warren has a obvious ADHD and probably some other neurotypical things going on.
He's
and
bipolar.
He's like bouncy all over the place. And then Dan Harris is a journalist who's very serious in some ways. Like you could tell that he's not fucking around. Like he will make jokes, but he is here for a purpose and a reason. And like, let's get to it. So the three of them were absolutely perfect together. I got so much out of it. Like that first night, I'm like, okay, I don't know. There's a fast way and there's a slow way. And they're talking about Dharma and Buddhist tradition. And I don't know any of that. I know focus on your breathing. That's what I know. So I come out of that and I'm like, wow, that was fun. And then as we're wrapping up, 7-8 invites us to enter into silence. And I was like, wait, what? Hold up. That was not the idea of this retreat. This is a meditation party. What? And as soon as she said that, I had 5,000 things to say to Sarah. 5,000. 5,000. Mm-hmm. But there's no rules about it. Like, can I text her? All I want to do is talk to my sister as soon as they say enter into silence. And they're like, okay, we're going to have silent breakfast. And then when we have session tomorrow, at some point during that, we can come out of our silence. And I was like, oh, what? Yeah. And immediately I'm like, I can't, I won't. I don't even know what time we're waking up tomorrow. We have to talk to each other. Anyway, so that was odd, but also good. I mean, I could see the appeal of a silent meditation retreat. Like, just that little like snippet of it is
I want to do one.
Wild. Like you do kind of get into your own head. Like if there's nobody to talk to, then the only person you have to talk to is your brain voice. And that is funky.
Yeah.
I was bad at it. And immediately, as soon as we were away from people that could hear us, I was like, and again, I went immediately into making fun of somebody's sweater. Nice. There was a guy wearing a rug. He was wearing a full ass rug, and God bless him for being comfortable in that. And you do you, bro. But the minute I was like, all right, I'm being quiet now, he walked through our field of vision and I was like, he's wearing a carpet. So sorry to that dude. Namaste. So then we eat breakfast and we picked the worst seats in the house where everyone's ass was right next to my head like the whole time. Fun stuff.
But it was great because there was only 2 of us at the table.
Right.
Trade off.
I mean, we couldn't talk anyway. We just would have had to nod. at others. Oh, I should also say that at the Omega Institute, there were also other things happening. Like there was a yoga retreat and a meditation retreat at the same time. The yoga retreat was much smaller.
There was also a planetarium retreat or
Yeah,
planarium.
Oh
Planarium?
wow.
Planarium?
it was either a plant or a space. One of
I
those.
kept saying planetarium, so I'm just going with that. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. It began with a PL
Just having trouble picturing a bunch
or
of
just a
hardcore
P. I don't
astronomy
know.
scientists at this place.
I don't know.
Hi. While you're looking at the stars in the cosmos, can we align your chakras?
Maybe it was pulmonary. I don't know.
There, it was lungs. Yeah,
Whatever.
people who really like lungs. So we get done with breakfast and we get back into session, and the Jeff is going to lead us. And at this point, the second day, I haven't talked to anyone. I'm able to settle down, right? So we do the meditation, and I am in it. Like I am so good at meditation. I'm into my relaxation pyramid. They give me a little background about here's like imagine a triangle, and at the bottom you're relaxing, and then you're building a stable base to try to gain clarity at the top of the pyramid. I'm like, "Oh, I can work with that. Those are like rules. Got it. Thank you, Jeff Warren, for giving my brain something to hang on to." And then we're back into Buddha. We're talking about Dharma, and Buddha makes lists about things, and there's 5 bad things that are anyway. And then I get lost. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. What are we doing? Why am I meditating? So the whole first session, I feel like I'm doing all right. Like I'm doing all right. I got my meditation down. Sarah leaves to go to the bathroom, and they were like, "Okay, well, talk to your neighbors um about
That
what."
wasn't until the afternoon.
No, you're right. You're right. Right. A couple of fun things that happened. There was a guy named John, and he stood up to ask a question. And he said, "Hi, I'm John, and I have a closed heart, and I have these questions." And I didn't hear anything after John with a closed heart. Like I don't know what he asked, but he popped up. He sat in front of us in the afternoon, and we'll get back to him. There's a guy there who also hates guided meditation, which is funny because it's really all you do at a retreat. So Scott, was his name
Mhm.
Scott? He's like, "Hi, I'm Scott, and every time you talk, it distracts me." And they were like, "Well, explore that. Maybe go outside."
I actually think that he started with, "I'm Scott, and I'm different in the fact that I judge people," or something like that. It was actually very funny. Everyone was like, "Yeah, all right." Anyway, go ahead.
Hilarious. And there were a series of ladies who were super like, I'm a fan. Sarah's a fan. These ladies took it to like a different level. They were like chirpy birds up front and around. And they were always up front. Like at the beginning, they were like, "Hey, I know you guys up front are excited. Maybe you just like cycle into the back and let some other people come up front for the next session." And they were like, "Yeah, suck my dick," is what they said to the lady who was like, "Maybe you let other people experience that." But it's always the same, like 3 or 4 ladies up front. Bless them. Namaste.
Love
People
that for
were on.
them.
I love that for them. Namaste. There were people like there were cushions all around, right? It's like a meditation retreat. So people were like pulling these cushions off and like laying them down on the floor. But there's also 350 folding chairs. So things are getting a little tight over there on the sides. Um, and you know, we just go through a bunch of meditations, and they're telling you different ways to do it. Like you can do it standing up, you can do it walking, you can do it with your eyes open. And I wrote down, what kind of psychopath keeps their eyes open during this? Like who, what, how? But their idea is we're going to show you a bunch of different things. You're going to find the one that works for you, and sally forth from there. And really, like their big lesson this whole week was, it doesn't matter. Like, I asked people 100 times, I think, especially after the afternoon session, "Why am I so bad at meditation? I'm bad at meditation." And they're like, "You can't possibly be." And I
Yep.
was like, and I think it comes from my need for rules and to be good. Do you know what I like? Like,
And it
I want
comes
to
from
be
that same
good.
thing that we do, that we want to let everybody know that we're bad at something before they
Right.
let us know that we're bad at something. So I'm not sure if
Cool.
you expected someone to like critique you and you
Right.
wanted them to know that you thought you were bad before they could tell you you were bad. But when it
Probably.
comes to meditation, nobody can critique you, and there's really no bad way of doing it because you're doing it, which is the beginning of it regardless. There is some sort of
Exactly.
awareness happening, and that's what it's all about.
Right. So I had to lunch and I had to like the afternoon break with this like really good feeling. I'm like, excellent. I'm here. I'm doing the thing. I'm not anxious or really nervous anymore. I'm just one of like everyone here is kind of struggling to do the same thing. Even the fangirl chirpy birds up front are just here to, kind of get their meditation on and try to be better people. I also wrote down the privilege in this room is overwhelming. There are so many expensive water bottles and so many expensive pairs of yoga pants.
I
Like,
was super mad at myself because I thought yesterday of what I really should have written down on one of those little note cards, and I'm really, really mad that I didn't do it. I should have written down, "Hey, while we have all these people in here, why don't we, like, collect some money for the people who are about to lose all their benefits and not be able to feed their kids?"
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Fucking hate myself for not doing that.
something along those lines. Don't hate yourself. I thought we talked about this for 8 hours on the way home.
I know, but still, I kind of am mad at myself about not like, that was a huge opportunity. Well, for someone, like, you think someone would have thought of it.
Right.
Mm.
Instead, we were all like, "Help me, help
Yeah.
me. My soul is sad." And I mean, I think that's the other thing that you can take away from that, that there's all like these people have every resource available. And by these people, I mean us, have every resource available to them that money can buy. Like the only reason you're at this shit is because you have enough money to be
Mhm.
like, hey, I want someone to fix me, and here's some money. And to understand that another thing that I took away is to feel that way is so universal. It's amazing to feel like there's something missing and you need something, and life isn't about accumulating as much stuff as you possibly can, because these guys have done it. They have everything that they could possibly want or need that money can buy. What they don't have is a happy soul. They don't have a calm, quiet place to rest and be the people that they want to be. I mean, I think that is the thing about this that I found so powerful after thinking about it for a little. Like the privilege in that room is wild.
And I don't think I mean, I think we shouldn't say that goes for everybody because we don't know everybody and we don't know how they got there. There are scholarships
Yeah.
sometimes for this shit. So, but I would say the majority of people are definitely and some people are there just because they dig this shit. They
But why
just
do you
like
dig?
it.
You dig the shit because it's part of universal human experience wants to be connected to other people and they
Yeah.
don't want it to be conditioned on here's my money.
Yeah.
Like that's what I took from this is that it doesn't matter like as much or as little you can still get so much out of this meditation experience. Like
Mhm.
it kind of opens your eyes to how connected everything is. I know that's kind of cheesy but I mean I think that is the one of the important parts that I took away is this sort of shared humanity. Like everyone needs community and that all right. We'll talk about lunch, and then we'll talk about session 2, and then we'll finally get to the end, and I'll give you guys more reflections. So we have lunch, and lunch is lovely, except for that Sarah and I are a bit late, so we walk in, and the only table is a table in the back with nobody at it, except for that table is reserved, and there's a whole table of people here that are giggling because we are the 54th people to have walked back there and been like, "Oh."
Oh, it's reserved.
We should have sat down and pretended like it was reserved for us. So then we go back for session 3, and that's where I stopped writing things because then it got hard. Like, then we sit down after lunch and, we got to do a little bit of exploring after lunch, and the whole place is just really cute. The Omega Institute is just really, really cute. We had a little snack at the cafe. We had a cookie and some coffee. We looked at the bookstore and just very nice. Nice, relaxing place. Not a cult, turns out. They didn't actually try to take any of my money, and
Mm-mm.
once you get there and kinda get into it, you're like, "No, the little dorm room that I live in is nice, and it's warm, and the beds are comfortable, and it is definitely enough space for me to have my things. I'm here for 2 days. What do I need?" So that was nice, and then we get back to the session, and they're like, "Okay, meditate again." And I was like, easy peasy. I'm so fucking good at it. And then everything went to shit. Like it really did. Like the whole afternoon was, first off, I fell asleep immediately. Like between me and you, Becca, Sarah had been sleeping every time we meditated.
Uh-huh.
Like because she's got a whole bunch of cold medicine on board, and every time she closes her eyes, she's like,
I'm not really sure why it's just between you guys, because I was very open with everyone. Like, how
I
did you
fell
feel
asleep.
about that? Oh, I was asleep.
Sleep. But
Sorry.
but I wasn't taking any cold medicine, and then I was
That
really mad
afternoon
at
one,
myself.
everybody fell asleep.
So mad at myself. And then like immediately
It's
after
so
that first
funny.
one, like where they're like, okay, now I want you guys to talk about that experience and talk about how they image. And
I'm going to go to
John
the
was
bathroom. Thank you.
right. Sarah fucks off immediately after she wakes up because she's had a nice nap. Now she has to pee. Now I'm sitting there by myself and they're like, okay, just talk about how that made you feel. And everyone who was next to me immediately turned to their other neighbors.
Oh,
And
that's the worst feeling in the world.
And even John with no heart, who was right in front of me, somebody tried
I
to
wish I
bring
was there for
John
this.
into into their conversation. Like they see him just sitting there with no heart, looking like the Tin Man. And they're like, do you want to join our group? And he was like, no, I fell asleep. And he's got hearing aids in, so he's a bit of a loud talker. He's like, no, I fell asleep. And so normally I would be like kind of cheesed off a bit that nobody wanted to talk to me. But like watching everybody kind of share their experiences was sort of a neat thing for me. Sarah came back from the ladies' room and I'm like, just listen. Listen to everyone being all excited about their meditation. Like that's so fun for them. Like I was asleep and I'm pretty sure I suck at meditation right now. But watching everyone else be excited about it, that's nice. I enjoyed
They
that.
were all asleep
That's
and just
such a nice
making fucking
outlook.
shit up.
Right, right, Becca. It is such a nice outlook. And Sarah was like, what are you talking about? I was like, never mind. I'm sorry you're sick. I missed you when you were gone. And like the rest of that afternoon session was just like hard and painful and like I don't know. I felt like I don't know enough, like I don't deserve to be here. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why everyone else is good at this and I suck at it. And like by the time we got to the end and we're supposed to do this loving kindness meditation, which is all one word, by the way, loving kindness meditation, this metta meditation where you just give love to, you give love to yourself and someone who's innocent and tiny and deserves it, like a child, or in this case, a cat, in my case, a cat. And then you just kind of expand out there until you're trying to give love to someone that you hate. And I think 80% of the people in that room were trying to give love to Donald Trump.
180%. Fuck that. 98.9, 99.9 went for Trump in that last one for sure.
Maybe JD Vance because he killed the Pope. But
yeah, that was, yeah, definitely. So I would say, yeah, 99.9% of people were after Trump and JD Vance. I say after, but trying to give them love of some sort.
Love. And trying to come to some sort of understanding with their situation. So that's always hard for me because I'm good at somebody else. I'm good at an enemy, but trying to give love to myself is turns out a harder thing for me. I'm like, if you were better at meditation, you would probably be better at giving love to yourself. I was like this circle. And then we started talking about paradoxes and we started talking about the 5 things that suck about like Buddhism, that I'm designed for aging. I am built for aging. I'm built to get sick. I'm built to die. Everything I love is eventually going to go away or change. And I am a product of karma, some of which I had absolutely no control over. So it is like thinking about those things is kind of a downer. And then trying to wrap my brain around why my brain is the way that it is. Like the afternoon was just a complete shit show as far as my mental facilities. And poor Sarah was sick. And she's like, would you rather be here by yourself? And she's feeling bad. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. How was your afternoon?
I napped.
Nice.
And really, I mean, this was the problem is I was just in a fog most of the weekend. So, I mean, I enjoyed the majority of it. But yeah, after the afternoon, even though I was in a fog, I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like I am
what's the
obviously
point?
on not the level that these people are. I don't know a lot of what they're talking about. And I forget what I'm supposed to do in every meditation because I keep falling asleep. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I don't even remember like the first 5 minutes before we started meditating. Like
Like,
it's kind of like being
like
in a
a
car accident every time I had to meditate. Like people ask you, what do you remember of the car accident? And you're like, I don't like 5 minutes before I wrecked. I don't remember anything. That's kind of like every bit of meditation this weekend.
Mm.
So it's not like, yeah, I mean, I still felt pretty shitty at the end of Saturday because I too was just like,
I don't know what I'm doing here.
yeah. And I think my thing was there was more Buddhist talk than I'm like I don't really focus. I'm more on the secular side of meditation. And so I think that and not that I disagree with it. Like I feel like it's all super interesting and I'd like to learn about it. I just really haven't. So it's kind of I feel like that was my separation this weekend.
Yeah, same. I'm like, Dharma. What is like? I went back to my room and looked up what does Dharma mean because people are like, oh, and the Dharma and Pali is an ancient language that the Buddha spoke, and I'm like, I don't know any of this. Like, I'm Catholic, bad
Like
at it.
and I dig all that stuff, but I still have trouble like saying connecting that as a religion. Like I don't
Yeah, fascinating, and
like
it's nice if you.
philosophy.
Yeah, and I like all that, so I'm like, oh, this would maybe I would have gotten more out of it if I had known like more. But I think that it's a nice jumping off place, and I feel like I learned more this weekend than I would have if I would have sat down and tried to read like 80 books. Anyway,
100%.
so we're trying to do this loving kindness meditation, and I'm like, all right. And Dan Harris was going to lead it, but instead they had a special like a guest artist. Born One was is his rap name, and his name is Ofasu. Shit, I can't remember his last name either. Tell me what it is. Ofasu Jones.
Jones Corti. Is that how you
There it
pronounce it?
is. Ofasu. And he is a very large black man in a sea of lily white ladies.
Nice.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He was. If you guys are on the YouTube, Sarah's holding up the book. So he's our guest. Like he's gonna take us through the dance party at night, and he comes up and he leads the loving kindness meditation. But before he does that, he's like, "I fucking hate loving kindness meditation." I was like, literally quote word for word. I'm like, I love him already. And right, awesome. He was so awesome. And he's like, here's what I tend to think of it. I'm a goddamn Care Bear. I'm a Care Bear with my giant heart, and I'm shooting out loving kindness. And I was like, uh,
Aww.
first off, the Gen X reference, please, please. So he guides us through this, and his take on these things was just so comforting. Like he's like, I hate that. I'm about to like drop some rhymes on you. Like it was a lot of these rap vernacular wrapped up into Buddhist meditation. And I was like, this cat is awesome. Thank you so much for making me laugh and making me not take this shit so seriously. he was so awesome. So we then he's like, "Hey, if anyone needs a book signed, first you can buy my book in the bookstore, and then I will be at the cafe and I will sign it." So that's what we did. And it was nice because we're standing in line and the line's taking a long time because he's having an actual real conversation with everyone that's walking through. And I'm like, I don't have anything to talk to this guy about. Like, I don't, yeah, we got our pictures taken with him. He's so sweet.
What?
So awesome. So then we get up to the line and we have a chat with him, and we did fine. Like the anxiety of being in the book signing line, I was like, I'm gonna get out of line because I don't, for some reason I'm like, I don't deserve to be in the line. I don't deserve to get my book signed. Like all of that shit goes through my head because I'm me. And then I get up there and I'm like, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for making me laugh. Thank you for letting me not take it so seriously. He's like high fiving us. It was awesome. And we head into the evening session, and the evening session is really just a Fasu doing some sound bowls. Becca, you know what a sound bowl is?
I love sound bowls. I used to
So
See?
work
much
at
fun.
Earthbound, and whenever the store would be empty, my manager would we had big ones and we had smaller ones.
So nice.
So
So
nice.
cool.
I do dig a sound
Oh,
bowl. So he did a little sound bowl meditation with us. And
yes.
then he went through his album and first, Sarah and I are the first ones there because again, there's nothing else to do. So we knit and crochet and she lays down for as long as she's going to be able to lay down without falling asleep. And then we got to get her out into the cold again.
Mm-hmm.
We're the first ones there for this session, and they had taken away all the chairs, and they're like, just grab some pillows, and we set
Hey, laid
ourselves
back.
up. We got to pick our spot, and we set ourselves up. Like we picked a bigger cushion and then a smaller cushion. The bigger cushion to mark our spots so no one could touch us, and then we got like comfy meditation ass pillows, which make sitting crisscross applesauce very comfortable. And then we got little chairs that had backs, like stadium chairs. We were hooked up. And then ladies came in after us and they were like, we don't know what to do. I'm like, why don't you just do what we did? We don't know what we're doing either. So that I like those kinds of interactions with strangers when they tell me that I'm smart and that they like my little setup. So they did that. Then everyone filtered in. It was very nice. We were very happy to be the first ones there and be the ringleaders of that group. Fun stuff. And then Afasu kind of did his whole album, and it was rap about Buddhist shit, and it was awesome. And as someone who maybe not isn't the biggest fan of hip hop, these or otherwise, I liked it. Sarah, on the other hand, is a huge fan, and she also enjoyed it. So I think a good time was had by all. Sarah, any thoughts on that after the afternoon session and feeling like a piece of shit, and then Afasu and the dance party?
He made it all better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the moral of the story is then I could go back to my room and I could read my new Dharma Dharma Brain book.
And he
And
said shit like that made sense to me. Like he said things like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I definitely would have fucking chose something different. Like he said the F word a lot, and I
yeah,
was
which I
really into
appreciate.
that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
He said
that
butt
was
ass naked about something. It was great.
naked at motherfucker was a very
Butt
important.
ass naked motherfucker, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my jam.
He was awesome. I think everyone enjoyed it. There were probably a couple people that didn't. He also thanked us for not saying anything stupid.
Us being the white people.
Right, which I enjoy. Thank you. And I'm like, okay, well, now I can't talk to him because I don't want to be the one who ruins it. So we drift off to sleep. Oh, and I should mention that everyone in our cabin had typhoid,
Mm. Our cabin was very sick.
like this. Right. Like we lay down on Friday night to go to sleep and someone went constantly for an hour and 25 minutes.
It wasn't me either.
Oh.
It wasn't me.
Like I almost texted Sarah and said, shut up. But it
And I
wasn't her.
almost texted her and said, "I swear to God, that's not me."
So the last day we get up and Sarah and I decide we're not going to go to the community cafeteria. We're just going to sit in the cafe and have a breakfast sandwich and a lovely artisan made coffee. Delicious. So we head on to the last session, and the last session it really is just kind of a wrap up of the whole week, and then questions from the audience. And I was surprised to run into somebody that Sarah ran into her, Kelly, that we had met the first night. And she felt the same way that we did. And this was actually her second meditation party. Like, this is the second time she's done this particular retreat with Dan Harris and these guys. And she was like, yeah, last night I felt like a piece of shit. Like, I don't know why I'm here, why I'm doing any of this. And I'm terrible at it. And I wanted to be at the dance party. And then I didn't want to be at the dance party. So, like, it felt like everyone came into Sunday with like all right, let's get a little reset going. And the questions were good, the conversation was good, learning about people's different journeys and where they are, and kind of like really understanding that there's no rules. Like Zen Buddhism has a bunch of rules, which I'm going to look into because I dig rules, but they're like, the science will tell you that as long as you are sitting quietly, concentrating on your breathing and trying to be more mindful, like just that piece. And I have to say that for anyone watching on YouTube, Sarah looks angelic right now. Like the light is coming in
It's
and she
changing so
is
quickly too.
right, right. Like I am distracted by the kaleidoscope of colors that she is
I'm
bathed in
letting it
right now.
go. I'm letting it play out.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. But yeah, I think that everyone came in like on Sunday ready to just be. And it was a nice way to end things. And I will admit that kind of around 10:30 I started checking out because I was like, all right, we got a long drive home. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And maybe that is one of the things that maybe continued meditation will help calm down is the fact that I can't sit and be present at a thing without trying to be someplace else at the same time.
Well, that's kind of, I had the same thing happen. I don't think I said anything about it, but like, I was like,
No,
all right, let's just get the fuck, like there was, I had to physically stop myself from saying, all right, let's go. Let's just go now so we can get out of here before everybody else. I mean, you know how I would need to get out of the parking lot. I don't want to sit in traffic. Like, and that, like, and I kept, I think that was my biggest battle, like the last probably half hour to 45 minutes was, okay, stop. This is literally what
here.
you're here for. You are here to not worry about what's happening in a half hour when you have to leave and just focus on what's happening now. So I feel like that was actually a very good practice at the end of all of it, considering what we were there for. But that is what I did. And that's it seems like, oh my God, I'm failing because here I am thinking about, but I wasn't failing because I realized I was thinking about that. I was aware and going back to it and saying, okay, it's fine. Let's get back
Right.
into it. And then
Progress.
30 seconds later, I was like, oh, we should just get the fuck out of here. And then no,
Just
let's get
be
back. So, I mean,
here.
that's what it's about.
Yeah, I think we ended up on a really nice note. We met actually the lady who sat next to us at the end was one of our cabin mates, Lisa.
Mhm.
And we had heard her on Friday night having a conversation with her children back home. So it was
Very
very
cute.
sweet. She was a very nice lady. She was a therapist. And I will say that collectively, the group of people there, when somebody said something deep and meaningful, everyone went, oh, And it was one of the most horrible and annoying things to me on Friday. But by Sunday, I was like, oh,
I would feel so seen and so heard. I would feel so reassured, like, oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
generational differences right there. I'm like, why won't these people shut up? And again, Becca, I think maybe you're just starting at a more Zen level than I am. Because I'm like, I hate everyone who seems to be better at this and more understanding of this than I am. So, and I think finally, like getting out of there, like we're racing to the car, like we're at a concert, and we were the only people that were leaving.
Because I am like the progressive, is it progressive commercial? Like turning
Right.
into your parents? Like we
Like, we
don't
gotta
have
go.
to plan our exit before the event even starts. Like that's
But we should.
me. I'm always like, okay, so what time are we going to leave so we don't have to deal with these other motherfuckers? Like what?
Right. We had the option to leave our suitcases on the porch of our little cabin that was 500 miles away. And we were like, nah, dog, we're going to take them to the car. That way they're already in the car when we're leaving.
Mhm. And we
So
don't have to mess with anything else.
we look like Nepalese Sherpas dragging our shit down this mountain. Like if you can imagine being up by Zeta at Bethany and dragging things to the cafeteria, that's what we look like. Like
Oh, man.
covered in all of our shit that we didn't need to bring, turns out.
Mhm.
Like
I literally could have brought 2 outfits.
Right. I could have packed in a plastic grocery bag.
Mhm.
I mean, I wouldn't have because that would have been unkind to the environment, which I think was a big, important thing to these guys. And I didn't want to be offensive.
Felt kind of bad that I had a plastic cup.
Right.
And it was a reusable plastic cup, but it was still plastic. And I felt like that was wrong.
But it's reusable.
Yeah.
I think that
So
can't
I
be
just
wrong.
went with it.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite parts, the retreat was great, but driving home and listening to self-compassion with Sarah, So we had Kristen Neff's book, and her name came up a couple of times during the retreat. And while we were driving home, I'm like, let's listen to the book. So we were listening to the book together. And a lot of the self-compassion stuff is being able to have the awareness to pause and say, hey, you don't have to call yourself an idiot. You don't
You're
have to tell
okay.
other people that you're an idiot. You are a human being, and part of being a human being is messing up and making mistakes. Now let's take some ownership and plan where we're going to go from here. Let's let the past be the past. Let's accept who we are and try to be at the same time try to be a better person. And let's go forward. And let's not worry so much about other people's opinions, and let's not worry so much about, preemptively telling people that you're an asshole. And on the surface, that seems easy, right? Like, oh, yeah, sure. No, I can totally be kind to myself. But being kind to myself often starts out with, hey, asshole, maybe you don't do that. Right. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging than maybe I first thought. But it is also going to be very valuable according to the research. Like, as Kristen Neff gets into a lot about self-esteem and the difference between self-esteem and self-compassion, and how maybe we done a disservice, Becca, to your generation by making sure that you all have fantastic self-esteem. I mean, our parents started it and we just carried it forward. We're like, everybody is a unique little darling snowflake that has to be the best. And maybe we should have been like, everyone is a unique little snowflake that has to be as they are. And that difference would have changed a generation of entitled little pricks to people that would actually be able to self-reflect. And since Sarah and I got a little taste of that as we grew up in our Mr. Rogers era, that we have some work to do as well. Like, we have, because a lot of my self-esteem comes from people telling me that I'm good. A lot of my self-esteem and my self-worth and my value comes from people telling me that I'm good and I'm valuable. And maybe instead of relying on other people to do that, I can look inside and be like, you're good, you're valuable, and I don't need the external for that. But that is going to take a little bit of work, like hard work, I think. And it's interesting to me that I can be so kind to Sarah when she says things like, you're an idiot. I'm like, you're not an idiot. You're human. But I have a very, very, very hard time doing the same thing to myself. So
Yeah.
interesting. Even the car ride home was full of like insights and uplifting
And
things.
I mean, one of the best practices is talking to yourself like you would a friend.
Right.
Talking to yourself, giving yourself the advice that you would give someone else. That's a very eye-opening. Again, very simple, sounds very simple. It is a very simple thing to do, to stop yourself and be like, okay, well, what would I say to a friend? And then you say that and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But saying it to yourself is a little bit harder. But just getting yourself to think about it is something that makes a big difference.
Yep. Yep. I'm very keen to continue reading the self-compassion and really, and I was so excited about it that I called Olivia yesterday on Sunday, maybe. Yeah, on Sunday, and she was having a really bad day 'cause it's cold, it's dark, it's scary. Like, finals are coming up and it's a bad time for her. And I was like so excited about self-compassion, and I'm like, and she's like, I have to go. I was like, oh no. Sorry, I made every conversation about me. I love you. You're the voice in my head when I have self-compassion for myself. Love you. Bye.
Wow. I didn't even think about finals, and then I saw that it was end of October, and I was like, yeah.
Ugh, poor
End of
kid.
October. Yay.
Sorry, Sarah. You had your hand up.
That's okay. I
Yes,
just wanted to
sorry.
say one of my other favorite things about the drive home, and we have to hurry, was giving yourself a name for you to talk to yourself. Like, I call
Right.
my brain voice, but when I talk to myself, like, my brain voice is separate. It's not me. But when you're talking self-compassion, you have to talk to yourself. So, like, I feel like maybe I should just be like, hey, Sarah. Like, I should just refer to myself as myself. But Kristen Neff refers to herself as darling, which I found
Smarmy.
ridiculous. So I have decided that my name is Motherfucker. And it
Hey,
works. It works. It sounds
fucker.
mean, but it works. Listen, motherfucker, just stop. Just stop. That's not how you need to feel, motherfucker. Like, it
Right.
works. Christine's is Bud.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud.
Hey, Bud. Hey, Bud.
Mine's Silly Goose. I call myself
Silly
Silly Goose.
Goose.
I'll be like,
I
I
love
like
it.
Silly
all right,
Goose.
silly. Silly is mainly, but
Silly.
silly or Silly Goose, where I'll be like, all right, silly, like, absorb, take a second, don't worry about it, or be like, oh, you were a silly goose, but that's okay, don't worry about it. It happens to the best of us, and I just keep going.
Amen.
Roll right on. All right, ladies. I love that like setting it up took us 35 minutes and then walking through all the lessons took us another hour. Good. It was so good. And I'm so glad that we did it. And I'm so glad that you went. And I'm sorry that you were sick, but awesome. I think it's, I meditated yesterday, like actually sat down and did a practice yesterday for the first time in other than just like taking about 5 minutes, being like, okay, breathe, 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 breathe. This time I sat down and like really got into a position and closed my eyes and went for it. And yeah, I think if nothing else, this kind of set me up to really understand the benefits of trying to do that and being here, being present, and all of that mindful bullshit. So love it. Thanks, sir.
Yay! Happy for you guys.
Thanks. That is our very special episode of the Mental Funny Bone. And I have to say it to you guys, namaste.
Namaste, motherfuckers.
Namaste.
Namaste, motherfuckers. I think that's
Bye,
how we're
bud.
ending
Bye,
the episodes.
motherfucker.
Bye, bud. Silly goose, we'll talk to you later.